Better have your shit together, because this may be the end of what we see when it comes to Martell Holt if you do not beat these charges. Nobody's taking any type of chances with anybody that has anything linked to anything that even alludes to abuse on women. And so it's just, to me, it's not part of his character. I just think she's upset, and she has a right to be upset, and she's scorned. I get it, but and he's still with Arionne, and so yeah, I would be petty too. Arionne took him from her all them years, and so now she's gonna take him from Arionne in the world. So it's tit for tat. That karma, you don't have a date on how that karma is returned, and so Martell just gonna have to eat this one. So y'all want to pray for him? Pray for him. If you don't, send him to hell. Okay. Here's his mugshot though. Where is it? Yeah, there you go.
Jason Lee's story reads more like a chaotic TV drama than real life. We are talking about a man accused of stealing money from the very people he was supposed to serve in Stockton, California, just to bankroll his flashy lifestyle. And if that wasn't wild enough, when the heat turned up, Jason allegedly tried to drag Jay-Z and Beyoncé into the mess, claiming they conspired against him. You really can't make this stuff up. The bigger question people keep asking is simple: how did Jason Lee even become vice mayor in the first place? Nobody saw that coming. Out of all the candidates who could have been chosen, somehow Jason landed the role. The decision backfired badly, and now Stockton is facing a financial nightmare that has made the city look like a laughingstock. Millions in taxpayer dollars are at risk, and residents are furious. It all started last November, when Mayor Christina Fugazi appointed Jason as vice mayor shortly after taking office. Instead of focusing on fixing the city's problems, Jason allegedly dove straight into shady deals. By May, barely 5 months later, he was under investigation for misusing $50,000. That money came from the city's risk mitigation fund and was meant to keep a Wild 'N Out Live event from being cancelled due to poor ticket sales. Most people didn't even notice Jason's short rant at first. He sounded bitter, almost like he was only upset because Beyoncé hadn't invited him. At the time, it came across as petty and entitled. But when rumors started spreading about Beyoncé and Jay-Z being tied to deeper scandals, people began to pause and wonder if Jason's words carried more weight than they first thought. Jason didn't stop there. He went live on Instagram and dropped an explosive list of celebrities he claimed to have personally seen at Diddy's infamous parties. The names shocked fans: Jordan Woods, Travis Scott, Usher, DaBaby, Justin Bieber, Tyrese, Amber Rose, Mary J. Blige, Teyana Taylor, and yes, Beyoncé and Jay-Z themselves. By pointing fingers at some of the biggest stars in entertainment, Jason turned what seemed like a petty complaint into a storm of speculation that refuses to die down. A few days later, Jason came back with even heavier claims. He said Jay-Z and Beyoncé sent people after him because they didn't like what he had said. According to Jason, they pressured him to clear up his remarks, even wanting him to speak on their behalf, but he refused. He also insisted that he once stopped a damaging story about them from being released, yet they still treated him as if he didn't matter. Jason Lee has been dropping claims and sharing stories about Jay-Z and Beyoncé that, according to him, they never wanted out in the open. Now, he says they are trying to silence him. From Jason's perspective, the real reason he continues to call them out is because he feels disrespected and overlooked. He even hinted that Beyoncé and Jay might be behind the problems he's facing today, when he posted online shortly after people began linking their names to his situation. Jason argues that while it's fine for people not to like him, inventing false narratives to ruin his reputation crosses the line. As expected, the public had plenty to say. One person wrote, "Jason Lee being a mayor tells me everything I need to know about Stockton." Another joked, "I thought Beyoncé running away from Jason was the funniest thing. But him becoming mayor. That tops it. We are definitely living in wild times." Despite the jokes, the issue is serious. Jason has been accused of embezzling money from Stockton's funds, and the possibility of misuse of taxpayer dollars has raised eyebrows. At the same time, his accusations against Jay-Z and Beyoncé have stirred up even more drama, leaving people wondering how much truth there really is to his story. So now, the big questions remain: did Jason actually misuse the city's money? And are Beyoncé and Jay-Z somehow tied to this messy situation, or is he using their names as a shield? As this firestorm grew, speculation about lawsuits and investigations swirled. Could Melody take legal action to protect her privacy? Were state authorities looking into Martell's finances, given years of rumors about shady business deals? Fans hung on every gossip blog post, treating each rumor as the next potential bombshell. The producers of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, faced a nightmare. Drama keeps ratings high, but scandals this dark threatened to collapse entire shows. Reports claimed cast members argued behind the scenes, with some demanding Martell's removal to protect their own reputations. Tension on set spilled into filming, making it clear that Martell wasn't just another messy cast member, he was a liability. By this point, Martell's image had collapsed. He once controlled his narrative, but the mask had slipped, and now fans saw the truth. Ego, arrogance, and poor decisions had destroyed everything he built. And once the public turns on you, there's no turning back. Memes mocking his arrogance flooded timelines. Hashtags like #ProtectMelody gained traction. Even his co-stars began stepping away, not wanting their names tied to his downfall. What started with whispers of a private tape had exploded into the full destruction of his brand. And the consequences didn't stop at reputation. Business opportunities dried up. Partnerships were quietly ended. Sponsors cut ties. Even rumors of government interest in his finances made fans speculate whether he'd end up facing legal trouble. Suddenly, Martell wasn't just the bad guy of Huntsville, he was being talked about like a cautionary tale of what happens when ego runs unchecked. Arionne faced her own collapse. She had tied herself to Martell's mess for years, but instead of gaining power from it, she became a symbol of misplaced loyalty. Fans mocked her attempts to clap back, saying she had chosen the wrong side and was paying the price. Once the internet paints you as the villain, forgiveness rarely follows. Meanwhile, Melody's star rose higher. Fans admired her grace, her silence in the face of attacks, and her ability to keep moving forward. She became the figure people rallied around, turning Martell's downfall into her victory. In the end, this story is bigger than Huntsville, bigger than reality TV. It's about power, ego, betrayal, and what happens when a carefully crafted image shatters in real time. Martell wanted control, but instead, he lost everything. So now the question is yours. Do you believe Martell is just a victim of rumors? Or do you trust the mountain of signs pointing to Melody's truth? And most importantly, what does this say about the lengths someone will go to protect an image, even after it's already in ruins? One thing's certain, this isn't over. With every passing day, another leak, another rumor, or another twist could break. So grab your popcorn, because the Huntsville fire isn't burning out anytime soon.